Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today is going to be the first episode of Teaching Tarot Tuesdays with Carrie. So for anybody who's just now starting reading or is just now learning, kind of feeling your way out, a few suggestions I have for readings and getting accurate readings. Now, by all means, everybody has their own thing that they do, but for me, I use Palo Santo. You can use sage. You can use incense. A variety of different things can be used, but I like to cleanse my tarot deck most especially when doing any type of crime case, because the deck can pick up or hold residual energy, and it could cause you to not get an accurate reading. So for me, that is something that I do before any reading. I always cleanse my deck, no matter if it's a brand new deck. I just kind of cleanse my energy, my space, and the cards. So you kind of, like if you're using an incense, you just kind of, I take about just to give you an example, just like a handful like this, and just let the smoke kind of encapsulate it. It takes a little bit. And another thing that I do before I start shuffling and all of that is knock, and I knock 3 times. That's to wake the deck up. And then essentially I blow on it, the cards as well. And that's to also clear out any residual energy. So that, it's just my ritual before I do readings. Again, do what, find your own ritual, find your own niche, But these things, for me, I found my readings are much more accurate when I give that extra little bit of time to ensure. So, the major arcana is comprised of technically 22 cards, but it's numbered to 21. The world, it ends on the world card. And it is number 21 because the first major arcana of the deck is going to be our full card. So the major arcana symbolize major moments or lessons in our lives. Each of the cards blends together symbols, the elements of earth, fire, water, air, colors, even numerology, in a way that showcases special moments of personal, internal, and external transformation. It's kind of like points on a map, if I could describe it to you, would be like points on a map that are like must-see experiences and destination, along the life's journey almost. Even though, some of them you don't really want to go to. But when you get there, you learn something about yourself. You learn something about others, the environment. For the major arcana, it's considered the fool's journey, because this would be the start of the journey, and this would be the completion of the journey, if that makes, sense. So the start of the journey with the Fool card, of course, which we have here, is a card of innocence, being naive, a free spirit. As he or she, obviously, moves along the road of life, and as we move through each card within this major arcana, you should probably watch how those experiences kind of shape and change the Fool. So essentially, the Fool becomes the Magician, and then the Fool becomes the High Priestess, and so on and so forth. How he harnesses and uses the lessons that he learned, good, or sometimes in the reverse, bad, shapes how his life goes. So, we're going to dive deep into the meanings of each of the major arcana. Probably not going to get through all of them today. Probably not a whole lot of them today. Just because I really want to give as much of detailed meanings and kind of help as much as I can with the understanding. So let's get it. When the Fool appears like in a reading, it's a message about faith, fearlessness, taking the first steps in the area of your life. The card's energy is light and unrestricted, even if there is like fear or anxiety. Like imagine going off to college. You know, you have fear and anxiety, you're leaving your family, all that. Basically, the unknown, fear of the unknown, kind of a little bit of, you know, it's a little risky, you know, needing to be cautious. The card's energy is very light and unrestricted. Even if there is fear and anxiety, the impulse to start that new phase is so strong that you're not able to ignore it, you know? And nothing will hold you back from this. It could be a fresh start, you know, if someone's like getting a divorce, that would be a card that would show up, you know, the fresh start. Walking into the unknown, basically. This is like a walk into the unknown. So for like love, like I just said, a need for a fresh start, you know, to be fearless, to move forward with the knowledge that anything can happen. It could be a space where like you don't know where a relationship is headed. Maybe it could be a new love interest, or taking an existing relationship in a new direction. But some kind of shift is necessary for growth, for the Fool's growth. So whether that be breaking free, moving forward, you know, things like that. In a brand new relationship where you want a commitment, and the Fool card shows up, well, that would be needing to proceed with caution, because the partner may see it more as a fling or like a no strings attached, you know. In a reading where this card is representing yourself, like if you're doing a reading on you and this is representing you, it shows like a mindset that needs to move into the unknown, leave the past behind, you know, a fresh start. The appearance of the Fool in a reading that you're doing regarding love can represent trying something new, you know, putting yourself out there. In like the work or career realm, it would be taking risk, you know, stepping outside of the box, removing yourself from spaces where you know that something is holding you back. It can be and is a card of fearlessness. The Fool understands that bold actions are scary because the trigger, you know, they trigger change. But a fresh environment and perspective are needed to support growth in the working world or in the world in general. Like a personal or spiritual reading, you know, it would be your faith is supported, or supporting rather, stepping out into the unknown. invite new energy into your life, boldness, faith, the promise that you will be rewarded for having courage and taking inspired action. So a reverse Fool suggests someone is ignoring their own common sense, or possibly engaging in reckless and risky behavior, because there's a difference. There's stepping out into the unknown, and there's taking risky and dangerous decisions. Maybe drinking and driving would be one. Dumb decisions, even though you know. So this card would be a way of saying, like, look before you leap. So we're talking about the reverse. So that would be like a look before you leap. It's like a warning to check yourself before you wreck yourself, kind of thing. At the same time, the full reverse can also signal hesitation or fear, or stopping you from taking the first steps. Fear should not control or shape your destiny, of course. So it could be due to fear, you're unwilling to step out of your box, or you're trying to like run completely away from your box, I guess would be the best way to describe that. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the Magician. Oh, I had the High Priestess there. What did I do with the Magician? There it is. Okay, so next we're going to be doing the Magician. And I am going to give, I'll kind of put them, I guess I'll put them up on the screen or something. Quick go-to meanings, like little brief meanings of the full card upright, full card down. And if you are just now starting out, buy a cheaper deck. This is the best way to kind of teach yourself and be able to like flow through a reading, kind of figure things out and work it out without having to look it up or read it, whatever. So you get a permanent marker, you buy a cheap deck. So whatever 3 keywords will best help you with the full card, you put them on the top part, just 3 words so it doesn't take up much space. And then on the opposite side, you put 3 keywords that for you, and it is, because it's not just based on meanings, some of it is how you feel about it. What to you best states the reverse Fool, what meanings to you, what speaks to you the most, you know what I mean? But then you put those on the reverse part. And I mean, it's 156 meanings with the reverse, 78 cards all in the deck. But I'm telling you, that is the best way, and the way to feel like you're flowing a little better, if that makes sense, Okay, so now we're on to the Magician. Lord, my camera is really messing me up. So the Magician is all about personal power. So it's like, if you're the Fool, I'm going to use you guys as the reference here. If you're the Fool, once the Fool has clearly decided what they want to create and attract into their lives, this card's appearance is a sign that the potential to achieve the desired outcome, intention is the key word here. What do you want to happen? The Magician is a nudge from the cards calling out, basically the creator in us. Spirit and purpose surge like electricity with this card. As you can see, it's just, all this potential. Confidence lifts you. And you realize that, like, all past challenges have led you to this magician moment in your life. So if you're the magician, you're in the magician role. What you do, what you desire can be yours. And what you do with this potential and this power that you have is going to determine who you become, like what you do with this power, good or evil, etc. And influences what happens next in your life. Like, whatever you do at this moment in your life dictates what the rest of your journey is going to look like. You know what I mean? So the magician is known for his ability to manipulate the elements and master manifestation. The appearance is a sign that you can make what you want in front of you, but you have to work for it and make it work for you and others if that's what you wish. So for, like, in a love reading, the magician is one of the most powerful signifiers of a soulmate and of using magic or visualization to call in romance or create positive outcomes or positive changes, within an existing relationship. It can be a sign that a powerful connection is either on its way or has recently, like, appeared in your life. It could indicate, like, sparks flying when you meet someone or when two people come together. For a work or career related reading, it's, stepping into your personal power, being very creative, inspiration, focused, and working your talents, your skills, your intellect, your way with words, your power of inspiration and influence on people, to your benefit. It's experimenting, being assertive, self-assured in your work life. Study and practice yield success for you if it's something like that. Like right now, the magician would indicate for you and your tarot learning process that you'll be successful. You just have to work hard at it, or you have to work at it. So it could also relate to networking in a career space, or meeting someone that's going to help guide and mentor you, and help you to succeed. So in the reverse, the magician has taken the power. Either the power has been taken from him, or the power is blocked. It can mean not believing in yourself, or not utilizing skills or tools for your highest good, using them for manipulation, to deceive people. It could indicate, like, waiting for others to tell you what to do instead of making decisions for yourself. Or it can indicate someone around you, even. It could be someone else in your physical space, in your everyday life, that you shouldn't trust, and that either you or they have ulterior or shady motives in any spectrum of life. That could be love, everyday life, family, friends, whatever. That person, it depends on the other cards. And as you kind of learn it and get to know how it feels when certain things are when certain cards come out with other cards, that is a big dictator of how sometimes you're going to read one of the cards. You know what I mean? And I'll get more into that. I'll kind of show some mock readings after we've went through them, and kind of explain when we're combining them how it can kind of change how you interpret it. You know what I mean? So, today I'm just going to do one more, and that's going to be the High Priestess, just because I have some other things I have to get done today. And I'll do more next Tarot and Talk Tuesday. Or, oh my Lord. Tarot. Teach you Tarot Tuesday. Said it completely wrong, Lord. So, the third major arcana card that we're going to learn today is the High Priestess. And remember, the Magician is numbered 1, and the High Priestess is number 2. So, the High Priestess it symbolizes, for the most part, listening and following your intuition, seeking inner guidance, looking for deeper meaning, and sometimes taking control to serve your highest interest. The appearance of this card signals needing to tap into, if it's a reading about yourself, needing to tap into your gut instinct, be alert to like signs and symbols, and consider what either people in your life are trying to tell you, or your spirit guides are trying to tell you, what message someone is trying to convey to you. Look for the deeper meaning. Look beyond what they're saying and go with your gut instinct. I've always go with that first gut reaction. Never go against it. Always listen to my gut. She never proves me wrong about food, and my gut instinct has never failed me once. I have not trusted myself more than once, and learned the hard way that I should have believed and trusted myself the first time. The High Priestess is connected to hidden information, hidden people, or hidden things, and accessing and understanding them. If something feels off or wrong, it probably is. The High Priestess will also point towards someone with access to the spirit world, who has visions or is highly gifted in working with the subconscious or psychology. This person will provide you with a deeper understanding of the meaning of and purpose of your life. Sometimes, depending, again, this is just a general, I'm trying to help you guys understand it from your point of view. Now, tarot with true crime, that is the tricky part at first, because you got to fit it to true crime, and it reads just a little different. You know what I mean? It's generally the same, but you're having to read it from an outside perspective and kind of fill in where it fits. Try to figure out from a blank slate, because in your life you pretty much know what's going on in your life, and it's a lot easier to fill in those blanks that you don't quite understand. But like for me, sometimes there's holes because I have what's in front of me, and from what's in front of me, I'm taking that and I'm interpreting it and making, based off of the energy, the best way for me to kind of, I'm trying to think of how to say it correctly, to make it fit for the situation that I don't even know about. Does that make sense? Like a situation I have no idea about, I'm not involved in any way. I'm not a variable in this situation. So it's a blank, it's a puzzle that I got to put together, but I don't have any, I don't have the final box. Like I don't have no directions, no nothing that'll help me to get there. Does that make, I don't know if that makes sense. Best way to survive it. Describe it. Um, the High Priestess is about being cautious, being careful when it comes to love, and really listening to yourself and using that to make wise decisions and protect yourself. And the High Priestess is also protective of information. So, for example, in a true crime case, the High Priestess would signify someone of female energy, because High Priestesses are female energies. A female withholding information, being secretive, you know, not sharing what they know with you, basically. It would be your friend knowing your husband's cheating on you but don't tell you. That would be the High Priestess, you know? In like career or work, it would represent like working by yourself, independently from others, without having anyone else putting their input in or their voice to outshine your own. The High Priestess is strong with what she sees and chooses to share. So it could be feeling selective about what you give to others in the work environment, or even conserving your energy for like other projects or goals. When the High Priestess is reversed, this would indicate the energy is blocked or off balance. It could be neglecting your own intuition or misusing your psychic resources to the point where it becomes unhealthy. For example, this card shows up often for people who consult tarot so frequently that they like neglect their own feelings. And it's also a card of deception, manipulation, ulterior motives. And, you know, being deceptive, not being honest, which either way we're kind of selective. If I consider myself the High Priestess, which I kind of am when I'm doing the tarot, but being cautious with what you put out into the world. I don't like to put things out because I know that sometimes the families watch, and I don't want to hurt anybody intentionally. And sometimes I feel very uneasy with saying things, especially if I don't feel it strongly. So if I don't feel something strongly, just ain't saying it. I won't even put it out into the world. If I say it, it's because I'm like feeling strongly about it. I'm being given that like kind of like tingle. Like I get like a little tingle on my legs that when I feel very high energy about something, which makes me feel very confident in that. So, I mean, those kind of things can be represented by it. It can go either way. A lot of the cards can go either way. So, I don't know if I gave the best descriptions or kind of explained them the best way. But once we get done with tarot, teach tarot. I can't even say it anymore. Oh my god. Teach Tarot Tuesdays with Carrie. Once we get done, and it's all kind of wrapped up for you, I think that you'll be able to flow a lot easier. I really, really do. I hope that I'm a good teacher, y'all. I'm sorry. I was asked to do this, and I've been thinking about kind of teaching it a little bit, but I'm just nervous because I don't want to, I don't want people to rely on me and me let them down or something. So I don't know. That's just what I feel. So next week we'll be doing the Empress card, the Emperor, the Hierophant. I think we're going to do 6 next week. The Lover's card, the Chariot, and the Strength card. And we're going to tie them all in. And after we get through with the 78, well, I guess 156 meanings, because, the reverse means something way different. After we get through with them, we're going to go through them with combinations, as well as I'm going to help you guys with, I'm going to let you see how I fit it into crime cases. So I'll do a fake crime case or something like that, and we'll pull for it. I'll pull the cards and tell you how I got there. Give you step by step of how I get there from the cards that I have. So hopefully with how I'm going to do this, I give you guys all the knowledge that I have, as well as make it so that by the end of this, you're able to just effortlessly, without even thinking about it, soon after at least, do readings without even having to scoff or look up a meaning or get your book out, anything like that. So thank you guys for listening. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you.